Welcome to Forecasting and Budgeting Made Simple. This is another part of our series enabling world-class decisions for banks and credit unions. And we're going to be using BI 360 by Solver. BI 360 is for cloud as well as on-premise deployment. Real quick overview, we can take data from anywhere, from cloud source, GL, loans, deposits, etc., even a data warehouse, Excel spreadsheets, it doesn't matter. We bring all that data into a data warehouse, and then we use BI 360 to do the reporting, planning, dashboards, and present all that information. You author all your reports in Excel and templates, but you can consume them in Excel as still or on a web portal. An example of an input sheet for a forecast. And the assumptions here is I'm at a branch here for a credit union in South Carolina, and my data column says 2006 actual, my original budget for 2007, and then I've got my forecast that I just completed, and it's based off of 6 months actual of 2007, January through June, and then it's got forecast periods July through 12. So I've just done that. I'll open up my column here. We'll take a look, and here are my actuals, January through June, actual, July through December is my budget, and that's the foundation of my forecast. So I posted that to my forecast, and so I have zero variance, which is 6 months actual, 6 months budget, and that makes up my first forecast. All the account details are inside. Now it's 2 months later, so now we're going into August actuals, and we want to see how that forecast is held up. So I'm going to go ahead and change my periods, and I'm going to go after the last 4 months, so 8 months actual, rerun my report here. As you can see, there's now a couple of variances. My consumer service charge income is now going to be off forecast. Forecast is $160,000, but I tack on 2 months of actual with just the 4 months of forecast. I'm falling way short, about $7,000 a month. Good thing to offset it is my salaries and overtime is not as expensive as I originally thought. So I'm going to go in and fix my forecast a little bit. So I'll open up the accounts and see the bulk of it's coming from basic checking. 7,000 off there. There's a few other accounts I'm going to want to fix. And then the same thing on salaries and overtime. I'll open that up, and I'll see that the salaries at employees is also coming a bit more favorable. So to make corrections to my forecast, I'm going to open up the columns now that I can see the individual months and see where my variances are taking place. Well, let's take a look here at regular interest checking. It had been $2,000, $3,000. It dropped for a couple of months. I need to figure out a way to get it back up. So I'm going to, can't do it immediately, but let's say I've got some strategy to get that up a little closer to where the plan is calling for. And let's just say the last month. So I've cured that. I'm still going to be off my forecast, but at least now I'm realistic. I have a realistic forecast. But now I'm going to go down into the salaries, and same thing, I'm coming in lighter than I had planned. Looks like somebody left. It might take me a couple of months to replace that person, so I'll stay with 29,700, 29,700. But I am going to have to start replacing a couple of people. So 32,000, 32. But let's say I end up the year and I just don't fully replace everybody. So I've got a pretty good variance. So 29,000 in salaries versus 30,000 in service charges. So I feel pretty good. I've balanced out my discrepancy to forecast. I've got a strategy to raise some fees. I'm not going to fill that vacancy right away. So I think I'm good. So I'll go ahead and save the changes to the budget. Say OK. And then I'm going to rerun my report to make sure my forecast now sinks in. Okay, so I've submitted my changes. Now my forecast is now synced with my forecast. I've posted it. Everything looks in order. Now you'll notice these are Excel add-ins, and you can continue to stay in Excel. But we have a lot of clients that just don't want to load the add-ins on each person's desk. There's many folks doing budgets, changes to forecasts, etc., and they'd rather use the web portal. That's fine. You still author all the templates in Excel, but then the way you deploy it is you deploy it out on a web server. And folks just simply log into the server with a URL. It'll prompt them for their user ID. And then you'll have a catalog of reports dealing with balance sheet, loans, deposits, you name it, other expenses, all sorts of templates out here to choose from. Capital expenditures. Maybe you've got some line item managers. Somebody's in charge of travel, somebody's in charge of marketing, ATM expenses. We have a lot of folks that are interested in doing much more detailed planning at the personnel level. And so you could plan by head count. These are the names, the positions, maybe some vacancies, dates, and so forth. The beauty is it's Excel. You can design anything you want and then just simply capture the data and post it to the proper GL accounts using our tool back and forth. All right, well, I hope that answers a lot of questions, piqued your interest. So we'll be posting this video on our website, BI Suite for the banking industry. There's a link there. Same thing, we'll post to our credit union's website, as well as our Solver YouTube channel. Check us out. Love your feedback. Again, tell us what you think. If you've got questions, comments, please write them in and give us a thumbs up if you like it. If you would like specific examples, hey, I would like something on customer profitability, product profitability, send in your comments and we'll be glad to do a video for that. Once again, I'm Dan Havey from Solver Inc. We do appreciate your feedback.